Hey everybody, it's Mitch again, and welcome to Moments with Mitch. That's me, I'm Mitch. So today, what I would like to talk about just a little bit is how many people are working in America. Every first Friday of every month, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you're going to find a link in the description of this video that you can go down and you can look at the report yourself. All right. So every first Friday of every month, the U.S. government, releases this statement on what's happening in the job market. And so this was actually put out on Friday, April the 5th, 2024. I'm reading it on my phone, but I'm going to put the link in there so you can go read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. This is part of the problem we're having worldwide is people are taking little snippets. And this is why I'm talking about this, because on some social media platforms, I'm seeing people promoting how great things are. Uncle Sam is promoting how great things are. But people, let's just see if the report matches up to that, okay? That's all I'm saying. So the employment situation summary, this was published on April 5th, 2024 on a Friday. And it's actually the review of March. Right, so it's the previous month. It says that the total non-payroll employment rose by 303,000 in March. And the unemployment rate changed little at 3.8%. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today job gains occurred in healthcare. Seems like we had a lot of healthcare people fired before, right? Okay, I'm just saying. Healthcare, government, so the government's hiring, and construction. And I'm really glad to see the construction because we need new houses. We do. There's a housing shortage, I believe, compared to the number of people here. And that would be a whole nother subject, wouldn't it? The number of people here and who those people may be. Okay, it goes on to say this news release represents statistics from 2 monthly surveys. The household survey measures labor force status, including unemployment, by demographic characteristics. The establishment survey measures non-farm employment, hours and earnings by industry. For more information about the concepts and statistical methodology used in these two surveys, see the technical note. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the household survey data. It says, and this is actually, when you get down into this, it's about 60,000 households that they surveyed. So, is that a big number? I don't really think so in the grand scheme of things, but okay, let's just keep going. Household survey data. Both the employment rate at 3.8% and the number of unemployed people. And unemployed people, folks, are just people receiving unemployment. If the people are not receiving unemployment, they're not considered part of this statistic. At 6.4 million, changed little in March. So when we see these things on certain platforms that are saying how good the economy is because so many jobs have been added, this is saying their own report. When you get into the report, it says it was, little change. The unemployment rate has been in a narrow range of 3.7% to 3.9% since August of 2023. All right, it's there's a few months in there, and it seems like to me there's been all of these reports coming out with just part of the report being published and promoted. And all I'm saying is, let's take time when we see something online. Let's take time to really go read the report. Let's actually see if we're being told the whole truth, because there's a thing called lying through omission. All right. There's a thing called lying through omission. Like when people forget that they, like when I'm doing an interview, maybe I'm helping somebody with some life insurance or something, and they forget about that heart attack they had 3 years ago. That's lying through omission. Okay. So it goes through and it talks about the different groups. So they're trying to divide us all up into these groups. And it says that among the major worker groups, the unemployment rate for blacks, 6.4%, increased. The unemployment rate for blacks increased in March, while the rates for Asians, 2.5%, and Hispanics, 4.5%, decreased. All right, so it sounds like maybe one group lost a lot of jobs or a number of jobs, and then the other ones, these other groups, and I personally, I'll tell you right now, I don't particularly care for them dividing, period, because a house divided will fall, and that's what they seem like. They just constantly are trying to divide us. So these other groups, actually, the unemployment decreased. The jobless rates for adult men, 3.3%, adult women, 3.6%, teenagers, 12.6%, and whites, 3.4%, showed little or no change over the month. The number of long-term unemployment, those, which is in parentheses, those jobless for 27 weeks or more, at 1.2 million, that's a lot of people, folks, was little changed in March. The long-term unemployment accounted for 19.5% of all unemployed people. Both the labor force participation rate at 62.7% and the unemployment population ratio at 60.3% were little changed in March. These measures were showed by little change over the year. This is why it's important to go read the report and not just take that little snippet of the 303,000 jobs added. It sounds so far when I read this report. Now, this is just what I'm seeing. It's just my perspective. When I read this, it sounds like people are getting second or third jobs. Okay, because if the unemployed isn't changed and the people that are not in the workforce hasn't changed and there has been jobs added, it sounds like people are getting second jobs to me. Now, that's just what I think. Okay, if you see it differently, then express your opinion on the comments. That's what we're here for, is a discussion. I'm just trying to get the discussion started. All right. Then it goes on to say the number of people employed part-time for economic reasons at 4.3 million changed little. In March, these individuals who would have preferred full-time employment were working part-time because their hours had been reduced or they were unable to find full-time jobs. Does that sound like things are growing? In March, the number of people not in the labor force who currently want a job at 5.4 million, that's a lot of people, was very little changed. These individuals were not counted as unemployed because they were not actively looking for work during the 4 weeks preceding the survey and were unavailable to take a job. Sounds like some people are giving up. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have family members they have to take care of, but I mean, bottom line is people have to eat, right? So it sounds like they're giving up. Among those not in the labor force who wanted a job, the number of people marginally attached to the labor force at 1.6 million was little changed in March. These individuals wanted and were available for work and had looked for a job sometime in the prior 12 months, but had not looked for work in the 4 weeks preceding the survey. The number of discouraged workers, a subset of the marginally attached who believed that no jobs were available for them, was little changed at 337,000 in March. So we had more people in that category than actually did get a job. Okay, so I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but I am going to put a link in the description of this video so you can go down there. Don't take my word for it. Read behind them. Read behind them. Make your own decision. You're smart. You can think for yourself. All you need is all the information to get a true picture. So that's my little message for you today. Is read behind them. All right. So if you found this helpful in any way, please throw that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Maybe share it with a friend. That's what it's all about, folks, is having friends. As we go through this time, I just want to say that having a circle of friends around you is going to be more and more important. We need each other. We need each other. That's why we're here together. Let's stop fighting each other and start helping each other. Let's see what the economy does then. Just a thought. Have a great day and come back to see me. Come back to see me.